We are part of the European Chemicals Agency, and we deal with appeals against decisions made by the European Chemicals Agency. And whilst I am based at ECHA and employed by ECHA, the Board of Appeal itself is independent because, of course, any appeal concerns the two parties, are ECHA on the one side and industry or whoever makes the appeal on the other. So we, whilst we're at ECHA, have to be independent in everything we do. We're there to give people who need to make an appeal or feel they want to make an appeal the opportunity for legal redress. So we can then, if they think an ECHA decision in certain areas is wrong, is unlawful, they can make an appeal to us, the Board of Appeal. And we act, the closest I can think of is like a court. So there's three members of the Board of Appeal, and we decide on these appeals and make decisions, and these are legally binding. Companies have to be very clear about what it is, what are the grounds they think the ECHA decision is unlawful. They need to be very clear about what why it's unlawful and present evidence to support that. So in terms of, I'm not a lawyer, but of course we are deciding decisions, deciding on appeals, making decisions on legal grounds. So the company making an appeal, or assuming it's a company, they have to make pleas in law. They have to then say what arguments they've got to support the fact that they think there's been a breach of the law, and what evidence supports those arguments. And the clearer they can make those arguments, and the clearer they can make the evidence supporting those arguments, the easier it is for us to really consider their case carefully and properly and fully. So be clear, be very clear what your grounds are, what your evidence is, and make the points as straightforwardly as you can. I think the role of the Board of Appeal has been very important. One has to recognise the European Chemical Agency makes many decisions, and many of them are excellent decisions, but I don't think one can reasonably expect every single decision to be correct. So we give the possibility, first of all, as I mentioned, the legal redress. But I think also what our decisions do, whilst we decide every appeal on the evidence in that particular case and is context and case specific, a lot of our findings can have wider applicability to help clarify some of the grey areas in REACH, which of course there are. It's a very complex piece of legislation. We clarify some of the grey areas, and we also, we think, help ECHA to implement REACH better by indicating perhaps some areas where there may have been a slight shortfall for some reason. So we think we help both in the interpretation of REACH and also the implementation of REACH by ECHA. We think we help on both grounds.